Good morning, my Abba Yabak. Here's the plan. We're going to do a little bit of a recap on the swimming pool, just so everyone's up to speed on what we're doing and why we're doing it, along with a question I had this morning for the engineer. Inside the house, roofing, of course. Plastering, of course. No idea if there's anything else going on. Well, apart from electrician Mr. Jesse Bamber talking lots and lots and lots while he does electrical connections. What could possibly go wrong? One of my still hopefully reasonably infrequent requests. After a few days in which the viewer numbers for this tiny channel were really quite good compared to previous days, we've just had 3 in a row that have been absolutely rubbish. No idea why. I still can't figure out how all this works. But I think what would help, if you've got this far, and as I've said before, if these videos don't make you violently ill, would you mind hitting the like button today? And throw in a comment if you can think of something, relevant or not. Thank you. Here at the swimming pool, the change we requested to allow more water flow here has been a bit more destructive than I'd hoped, and they basically knocked down the top of that retaining wall. Now, let me just tell you again what's going on with the pool here. What there will be is a bridge going somewhere on this side of the retaining wall, pretty close to it I think, from this side across the island. There will be a second bridge over on that side, so you can walk across if you need to. Here, back here. Why have we got a wall in the first place? Well, the idea is smaller kids can splash around in this shallow area, and we just wanted to try to make sure that if they were very tiny, even though hopefully they'll be supervised the whole time, there was no way for them to fall off this platform into the deeper area. At the same time, we do need this water flow, so you can now pretty much make out how that's going to work. They will leave that big gap at the level they are now, and then there'll be another beam or something across the top, or half a level of concrete hollow block, I don't know, which will fill it in. So it should be, the height of that gap should be small enough so that kids can't get trapped or fall through it, but enough to allow really good water flow and allow chemicals to go around the pool. Speaking of chemicals, Joe Tate put in a comment a couple of days ago, a couple of days ago, talking about potentially using silver particles, colloidal silver, I think it was called, as a cleaning agent in the pool. I've had a little look, and there seems to still be a little bit of uncertainty about using this, because in the US, as far as I can tell, legally it still has to be used in conjunction with chlorine. And there is a concern about ingesting silver into your system. It can apparently cause a skin issue where your skin discolors, and from what I've seen, that can't be reversed. So, if anybody has knowledge of pool cleaning, and specifically colloidal silver, drop me a comment, because I'm really interested. It was a great suggestion from Joe. I'm really interested to see if anybody else can give me any feedback on that. Here's the other change. The steps considerably wider. They are now 40 centimetre treads on these steps. Much better, in my sometimes humble opinion. Here in the gym, headers again. So yesterday This one was done on the right side. Today, the one on the left side. Back in the dining room, plastering. Marvin's up on this side. Getting some more progress towards finishing off the plastering actually on this wall between the dining room and the kitchen. And now, a bit more being done over here, just putting that preparation plaster onto the column. This one, I think, was done yesterday. And as always, we'll get a bit closer before they apply the plaster. Loads and loads of chipping out on the column, just so it sticks. Inside the kitchen, the back wall, the wall between the kitchen and the storeroom, pantry. Richard's up there, getting on with that one. And further down, going off towards the dirty kitchen, Ronwell's working on walls over there. Here at the end of the corridor upstairs, Richard and Oliver dealing with a change. My beautiful Sour wanted this window to be a little bit smaller. I have to say, we were not in 100% agreement, roughly 0%. However, we all know who's the boss. So that window is now a little smaller, or surely will be. The other Marvin now working on plastering here, where the double height ceiling will be. They are just beginning to work on one of the 2 remaining bathrooms that is not yet plastered. The other one they'll leave a little bit longer, I think, because the roofing guys basically are focused in that area today. But I'm sure it won't be long before all of the rooms up here have that plaster, including here. The roofing guys working right at the front of the house over the entrance hall. And just to repeat what I said yesterday, this area of roof is slightly elevated. No structural reason, just a design feature. It's the middle of the afternoon, and they have already rebuilt this retaining wall. And you should be able to make out 2 square tubular elements at the bottom of the concrete and the top of the tiles. When everything's set, they will be removed, and that will leave us the channel, which looks, oh, when somebody pops up, and it looks perfect to me. I like it. And I mentioned this morning I had a question about this. The question was, how will they make sure that the corners of the steps are not sharp? Well, the answer, it turns out, is they will not use tiles. They could have used, I think they're called bullnose tiles, but they're not going to do that. They're going to use a kind of a pebble dash material, slightly textured, hopefully not too much to cut your feet on, but they can round off the corners when they use that, and that will be used on the top of all of the steps and on the bench over there, which has some nice fresh concrete on it. So that's how we will not, hopefully, tear our feet to shreds on the corners of steps. I like that as well. The bell's gone. It's 4:30. Very echoey. Here in the kitchen, they have continued plastering. So that north wall, about half done. The wall between the kitchen and the pantry was partly done before, I think, but they've done more. All of this wall across to the dining room, apart from up high, all done. And going from the kitchen, all the wall down the left-hand side until you get to the dirty kitchen is done. Nothing yet on the right side, except, my apologies, dizzy pills, this wall, which I think was done before anyway. Upstairs, Marvin carried on with plastering this area, and there was a little bit more done in one of the bedrooms. So that means now upstairs, we have the rest of this wall to finish. We have one whole bathroom that is untouched, and about 2/3 of a second bathroom that isn't yet done, but all the rest of the walls, other than that, now have plaster on the inside. It was only about 2 hours ago that we took a look at this, so nothing hugely obvious in terms of further progress, but this is just looking at that channel on the retaining wall from the opposite side. That's it, the end of the day. I can't tell from one day to the next now what is new up on the roof. Maybe the drone shot gave you a bit of an idea of how much they've completed. I will ask them tomorrow how much longer before they think they're going to finish that frame. Apart from that, it did feel like a Build Delicious day again. I think it's things like getting that channel put in the pool. That's kind of a step that is clear and obvious and close to being done. That always helps. But there was so much more going on. Hopefully, same again tomorrow. See you then.